Oh, okay. I've been running into this TikTok bug recently where you'll record a 3-minute video and it'll be recording the whole time. And then at the end, it just like resets and is primed to record a new 3-minute video and all your content's lost. And I just went on this epic rant for 3 minutes and discovered some new things, and it's all erased. I don't know when that bug happens. It seems random. I have noticed my phone is low battery when it happens, and my AirPods are connected. But anyway, I just wanted to jump on here and capture it since YouTube is reliable. So basically, what I'm thinking a lot about right now is the idea of creative programming and creative digital spaces, because I've had this growing sense for a little bit that the digital spaces we interact with today are lacking in personality and texture and seem to be similar. And when I've thought about it, I kind of thought, well, this is kind of interesting because increasingly we spend so much time online and in these digital spaces. And yet most of us, in terms of like a personalized space and digital representation for ourselves, all we have are pages or profiles on these large tech platforms. LinkedIn, if in a business context, for showing your work. Instagram is the closest, I feel like, in terms of representing your personality and creative expression. Of course, TikTok in terms of creative expression in video form. And then, like things like Twitter, Substack for text-based stuff. And then you have the whole group of like templated website builders like Squarespace and WordPress, which are awesome. And at least WordPress grew out of blogging, which was one of the more powerful early ways to express yourself in digital spaces. And Squarespace does a great job of using this sort of concept of blocks to let you modify their templates and represent yourself to some degree. But like all of these things are very limited. They have guardrails. And so like your Instagram, right? Like your photos don't look like someone else's photos, and your Instagram grid doesn't look like someone else's, but you're stuck to this grid picture-based format as by nature of the platform. Likewise with something like Substack or Twitter, LinkedIn, of course, all of these things have built-in limitations, which limitations aren't bad in and of themselves, but in terms of creative expression and the larger ecosystem of people representing themselves online, you have this situation where the homes all look the same. And so even though when you're being hosted by someone, so to speak, the evening is going to be very different no matter which house you go into. The exterior and the feeling of the actual spaces, the structural components of the house are all boring cookie cutter suburbia. And there's a lot of sleekness, simplified design decisions, reliability, predictability, and that sameness because of all of these things. And that's because of the era we're in, right? We're in the SaaS era, the React app era, these templated website builders, and social media era. And it has been extremely successful to create these sort of scalable infrastructures and ecosystems for individual users to join the platform, get network effects, and it makes people feel like they have a web page, a profile, but really there's not a sense of self when you visit someone's. There is some, but it's just the internet doesn't feel very interesting or weird right now. And of course, there's weird corners of the web, but it takes some digging to get there. And sort of the entryways to the internet and the facades that are sort of the portals into us. So like the Jake portal is into the world of Jake, the work I do, my friends and family, the art I like, the reading I like. Those things are very simplistic in terms of the way most people would interface with me. And so I've been rebuilding my website because of this, and I want to, represent myself in a digital way, with more uniqueness and weirdness and texture. And I've been hunting for other websites and other people who are doing this too. And it reminds me of like Stumble Upon and the joy of just being dropped into a random website, a random location on the internet, and getting a lot of different experiences. And I feel like a lot of the ways we're online today, even though, the internet speeds are the fastest they've ever been, the connectivity is the strongest it's ever been in terms of just networks. Facebook user numbers, Netflix, Instagram user numbers, all these things are the highest they've been. We're in this era of SaaS and scalable tech. It's less fun and it's less unique, and we have less creativity and creative freedom and control over our digital identities, basically. So yeah, I've been rebuilding my website to try and build my little home and make it feel more like me. And it's something I've been thinking a lot about lately. And so, yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. I've found some cool examples. And so if you know of like your favorite website or the weirdest website you found, obviously I'm only looking for PG things right now. I'm talking about UIs and creative expression and art. Let me know. I found some cool people on Twitter who do this well, where they're thinking about things like a website has weather. There's a guy called Judah who I follow on Twitter who has an awesome website I really like and thinks about experimental UIs and things like that. There's bigger companies too that seem to care about this a little more, like Teenage Engineering's website is great. But even like these companies we revere for their design and sort of opinions on design and aesthetics, like Apple or IKEA or something, their websites and their digital footprint falls flat. And so it's interesting, like in the physical world, we have this huge history, this beautiful history of graphic design and these rich textures of representing text and color and shape. But on screens, it all is lost, and all apps and websites and this corporate culture has become pervasive in popularizing sleekness, cleanness, dull, boring, and lack of texture. So it's something interesting. If you know of people who are building weird, cool things on the internet, let me know. And if you're one of them, please let me know. And I'm going to continue to try doing that too. I wrote a little bit about how that's going so far on my blog in Substack. So you can go to polymathematics.blog, or polymathematics.net is the actual website if you want to see there. And then my Substack is readpolymathematics.substack.com. And I talked about what I've learned so far. Because yeah, it's just been fun, discovering more things about programming in general. I'm someone who's been slowly self-teaching per project. So whenever I think of an idea, I just learn what I need to make that idea real and realize that project. And that's cool. I think that is the best way to learn, at least for me personally, but I think generally as well. But yeah, building the website has introduced me to a wider variety and a broader landscape of things that I need to do to make the website work. So I'm getting a little bit more of a general education in terms of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And yeah, it's cool. I've started to keep a list of things I've learned from this. And the first version from when I started to now is published on my blog and Substack. So check that out if you're interested. And yeah, check out the website. Let me know what you think. I'm trying to make it fun to explore for the visitor and fun to build for me. It's my house. Just like decorating your own house should be fun in terms of interior design, picking out furniture, colors, all of that. Building your own website or digital footprint or digital space should be fun. And my experience has been fun so far. So yeah, let me know what you think. Peace.